Hello and once again welcome to the Great Pernix Thief. Today I thought we'd go over some low-level cache making guides, simply because I think it's high time we give the newer members of our community a helping hand, in a good way, not in handing out coins. So, our first stop will be Taverley, where a number of low-level money-making schemes can be completed. So, without further ado, let's go. Now, once here in Taverley is where we begin making some money. To start, we're going to go over flax. This is a timeless method of making money, and many people today still use it to make some cash, or to train their fletching. It depends on who you talk to. Now, you're going to have to pick each and every flax individually, so this will require a lot of clicking, about 28 to be exact, or more if you're using Beast of Burden familiars, mainly a Spirit Catfight, since I don't imagine most level players having high summoning. Now, I've already picked a full inventory just to save time. Each inventory you'll be getting is worth about 2,000 coins. Yes, exactly, about 2,200 coins. Which, if you're just starting off, that's not too bad. I mean, you can buy some decent low-level gear with it. You can buy some food from the Grand Exchange or shop, depending on your preference. And if you really don't want to use it for either fletching, crafting, or just selling on the Grand Exchange, you can turn it into compost. This will also take more time, but it only takes about 15 per compost bin. You'll just have to have access to the Lodestone network to make sure everything's good. Which brings us to our second topic, farming. Farming is a pretty easy skill to get into. You just compost your patch, plant it, and you'll get potatoes, onions, whatever you need, really. So each raw potato is worth about 200 something coins. You can sell that for not a huge profit, but a nice profit nonetheless. Also, you can have these noted for you, which will save you inventory space. The best way to train farming is to do runs. There are patches located in Port Starum, more towards Falador. There's a big farm there. You'll can't miss it. On the outskirts of Canfis, between Port Plasmius and it, just follow the road, you'll get there. In north of Ardogne, you'll just start heading towards Sears Village. You'll find it. It's to the right of the road if you're heading down it. And finally, you finally have a patch right off the Catherby Lodestone. It's only a few feet from it. There's a shop right there. You can get whatever you need. And there's a bank pretty close by, so if you want to grow some high-level herbs there, that might be the place. Other places you can find farming patches are on Mostless Harmless and the island Harmony. Mostless Harmless, it's only Trouble Brewing minigame, and you can't actually use them to farm, but there is a patch nonetheless. And Mostless Harmless is only an element patch. They don't have anything else. Now, there's also one more in Trollheim, which you may use if you see fit. It is a disease-free herb patch. And that is great, but it requires a quest. Now, let's move on to part 2, shall we? Hunting. Now, what we will be hunting here are polar kebits. You can find these in two places. You can find them in the Troll West Hunter area, north of Relica, which might take you a while to get to, but they have more things like Kayat and other things that you can hunt there. These are pretty easy to catch. You just follow the tracks. It's always going to be the second or third snow mound. Almost always it's the third snow mound you get to. But I've seen some people catch them on second. I've never personally had that. You just follow the tracks. I got lucky this time. Sometimes it takes a little more searching. Then you can add your new swan to your tool belt by right-clicking on a new swan and hit add to tool belt. Now you may be wondering, where do I get a new swan? Well, it's quite simply very close to here. You simply walk a little to the west, and then there's the Hunter Tutor. She gives you free new swan, or you can buy it, and a free bird snare, or you can buy it again. She also sells butterfly nets and, well, the jars for the butterfly nets. Now, this is bird hunting. You can pick whichever you like to start hunting with. I prefer kebits. They're just more cash the moment you catch them, but you might not want to do that much clicking. Just remember, though, that these are 1,975 coins each. Now, bird hunting can take a little bit. I'm going to pause and resume when I've caught one. Here we go, I've caught a bird. Now, these, you don't sell them for their meat. You can use it if you want, though. You get some bones to bury for prayer experience. You can cook that bird meat if you want. It makes a somewhat low healing food. But hey, it's free. Yeah, 20 health each. Or, you can sell the feathers, which stack, and they may only be 39 coins each, but they add up over time. Also, you'll earn some faster hunter experience. This is the faster way to train, but not more profitable. But, like everything in this game, it can turn a profit. Now, I'm going to move on to fishing, since that's the next thing most people don't seem to try at lower levels, but it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to apologize in advance about all the pausing and skipping, but this just saves you the time that it would take for me to walk over to places or teleport and run, so apologies in advance. Now, I'm going to trade this guy, and I'll get a crayfish cage or something. It's free, so, well, almost free. Bait is free. Now, crayfish can be caught in Lumbridge and here. They're pretty low leveled, they don't fetch a lot in price, they're used in one quest as I recall, and it's part of the tutorial for Birth Up. So let's see how much these babies are worth each. 87 coins. Yeah, so not much, but it'll give you some low level food. You can cook it and sell it on the Grand Exchange. There's plenty of people in your exact position. They catch pretty fast. You can sell, or you can sell them. It's up to you. What you do, just remember that you can always count on fishing. Also, many general stores will buy your items. I recommend you don't sell your things at general stores because 1 coin for something that's worth several hundred coins on the Grand Exchange, that's just a bit of a ripoff if you ask me. Now, we're going to move on to our next skill, Woodcutter, and I actually don't need to pause and go very far for this because trees are right next to me. Woodcutting takes longer or shorter depending on your woodcutting level. Higher level woodcutters like me can cut most trees in 1 to 2 swipes unless it's a multiple log tree. And just your basic logs cost like 300 something coins each, so you'll be making decent money off of it. Then you can move on to oak, which thankfully for all of us, there's an oak right here I can cut down. Now I only have 1 inventory slot, but that's okay for what I'm doing. Now, oak logs are worth less than standard logs. You may be thinking, well, that's stupid, they're a higher level log. Well, consider that you also get multiple logs per tree. It takes less time to cut. You can get more oak logs than you can normal logs in the same amount of time at certain levels. When you start off, it's pretty slow. And this is just something pretty basic. You can do most of these trees like right off the bat. I mean, oak trees are not that high. They're like 15, level 20, somewhere in that range. Willow are even higher, but they're more used in fletching. Same are these. The least profitable tree in the game right now is maple logs, and that's because they got botted into oblivion back in the day. So there's just prices are low as you can get. They're like 40 something coins or 100 each. But if you're looking to train fletching, then they can actually make you a profit if you don't string them. God. Okay, for our final tip I have for you today, we're going to train divination. Now, the first place to train divination is actually by the Lumbridge Crater. For those of you who don't know where that is, or know where it is but are unsure where exactly the crater is, it's right behind Lumbridge Castle, and then the first divination plot is directly here. This is where you start. They also have a map of every other wisp colony. Now, there's 2 ways you can get here. You can either teleport to Lumbridge, get there. If you were around for the world event, Saradomin versus Zamorak, then you can just teleport using either of your faction medallions and walk from there. If you don't want to go to Lumbridge, but you are in the vicinity, you can also use Draenor. I would recommend you use Lumbridge to start because, as I recall, it's automatically unlocked for new players. Also, it allows you to stop by some general stores on the way, sell off anything you might have, or a bank. Either one. Draenor, you can stop by a bank, there's just nowhere to sell stuff. So, I'm going to get to the divination plot, and then I'll show you what. Here we are at our final destination, sunny Draenor. Now, divination is an easy skill. You simply click on the wisps, you'll open it up, you'll start divining and getting energy and memories in your inventory slot. You may even get enriched memories, depending on your level, and if there's an enriched wisp around. These are pretty easy. I've really never had any trouble training divination or gathering energy for divination. You can also buy the energy on the Grand Exchange, which is where the profit is in this. However, it's not recommended if you're looking to level your divination. Now keep in mind, all your energy stacks. So 1 unit of energy for the first tier is 46 energy, and it stacks. Also, you may be wondering, well, you're only getting a few energy per memory you're getting if you get a memory. If you don't get a memory, you just get energy. Also, the wisps don't last forever. Well, let me first just show you what you need to do. I'm not going to fill up my inventory for the sake of time, but you head over to these craters, and you are presented with 3 options. You can right-click on this to do it also. You may either convert it to pure energy, you may only convert your memories to XP, and you may convert your memories and energy to experience. This is the fastest way to train. This is if you want your energy, but at the same time you don't really care about the memory. This is if you're looking to make profit on certain energies. It'll take about a minute, I'd say, to put everything into the crater. It doesn't exactly tell you what's going on. And you'll have a full inventory in no time. Now keep in mind, this doesn't mean you can make full inventories of memory to energy without dropping your energy, and I don't recommend you do that because of the time it takes to convert all your memories. Alright, so let's do a price check. This is just from about a half an inventory. 4K made for half an inventory of energy. You can also, depending on what it is, make products off of this, like divine locations, signs to take things to your bank for you. You can even make healing items, and you can extend your gravestone with these signs. So just keep experimenting. You'll never know what you can make until you make it. Now we have one more method I'd like to go over, and that's thieving. This may not be accessible to the newest of players, however, but we'll need to head to Ardogne for it. And to be specific, we're heading to the market. Many veteran players will know where this is going. So, let's go. Welcome back. This method will not apply to free-to-play. Disclaimer now. This method only applies to pay-to-play. Otherwise, you can just pickpocket the pompous merchants in Taverley or any male or female character around Runescape that isn't a guard. This method is one of the oldest methods in the game of making money and getting food for your various ventures, and that is simply stealing from a bakery stall. Now this one gives special things. That's not the stall you really want to hit. It's easier to be detected from this stall. I just figured I'd steal for it for sake of example. This is the stall you want. They have a pretty fast regeneration. If you get caught by the guards, like I just did, they'll either get clipped to the side of it due to their tracking issues, or you can run out that way. If they do attack you, your options are to either just do that, kill it, or run. And also, many players training here will drop their food they get from the stall for the sake of efficiency. So if you're not looking to train thieving, but you want money off of this, you can just as easily do that. Now, the nearest bank in Ardogne is the one that's by the lodestone, if you're heading out that way. But in proximity to the market, you want the port bank, which is where I'm heading now. This bank will be your just kind of base of operations. You can steal from the many stalls out there or chests in the houses, come back here, bank everything, rinse and repeat. Thank you for watching my guide. I hope you enjoyed it. This has been the Great Pernix Thief, and I'm signing off.